No, that is the right way. Weird. Sometimes you feel like you're doing things upside down or backwards, and yet you're not. Just every now and then you have a weird orientation loss. Hey everybody, Teresa Craig, Cypher Labs, Mr. Repair. I think the one thing I probably do dislike about these machines, this is a 2179, is just how many screws they've got on the bottom. That it's like, why do you have so many screws on the bottom? So surely 4, maybe 5 should have done it, but no. Instead we've got all of these. Well, battery is absolutely cactus, so that's going to have to come out at some point anyway. Boy. Just seeing if I can spot anything straight off the top of my head. Certainly the battery is an issue. I'm trying to think what the job details were. Give me a screen. I should just scan that in. Thank you. Let's see. Customer reports not booting to desktop. 20 volts, 1 amp, stuck on Apple. Oh, God. Unit dies without charger. Well, I think we could almost blame that on the battery, to be honest. Yeah, when the batteries in these die, they tend to misbehave quite badly. Hey, Armin. Oh, right, you're Zeguric. Yeah, as if I'm able to pronounce that. Yeah, good luck with that. Hey, Tom. Hey, MacBook Fixer. Jean-Jacques. Okay. So yeah, a lot of the time, bad behavior on these models comes down to just a bad battery. For whatever reason, this particular incarnation of battery design just seemed to bring out the very worst of the MacBooks. So everything from the 1932 to the 2179, the 2337, yeah, they're all just really bad for some reason. It could be something else. It could just be a bad flex as well. We're just going to have to check everything. If it is a battery, then yeah, it's not a repair, but that's okay. We've got other repairs to be done. Hey, Pierre, human. As Smeller. And sometimes in these it can actually be the daughter board. The daughter boards are extremely prone to liquid damage on this series. At least the nice thing is with the 2179, this particular one, when you do have to replace the battery, you don't have to unravel the whole keyboard flex, whereas on the 1932, you have to, it's a mess. You have to take everything out. And then, while it's not a complicated machine, it's still an annoying process to have to undertake. Let's see, right, we've always got these two on the side. Maybe blood. Nah, there's probably not much point really with water protection. There really is. Yeah, it's hard to justify it. I am happy to report that last night's machine was successfully backed up today and has been shipped off, and I left the battery connected. I left the battery disconnected when I shipped it. No way you would be a responsible human being and sending that in the post with that battery connected. that would be legitimately asking for some sort of legal trouble. I'm just taking a quick cursory look, seeing if anything jumps out at me, but I'm fairly sure that if I put this into a known good working chassis, it probably will be okay. I mean, there's a bit of junk here and there, but nothing that's yet screaming out to me. Yeah, that looks pretty clean to me. Just find my other 2179 outfit. Let's see, 338, 1534, 2251, 1932, 2159. Gee whiz. 2179 finally. Blimey heck. Hey Pedro, good to see you. Yeah, batteries are usually the biggest culprit on this model. Okay. Even though this one did have some liquid damage in some point, it seems okay, everything works. The most difficult thing about the batteries on this one is getting a good supply. Not unusual for 50% or more of them to be dodgy. And I don't know why. Okay. See what happens. Yeah, Pedro, that's a good point. There, you can do the testing without being too invasive. What happened there? Okay, we're back up to... It's kind of jumping around a little. Hey, laptop, welcome. Alright, that does look like it's charging. Oh, we've got an Apple logo. I mean, they did say that. 20 volts, 1 amp, stuck on Apple logo, full fan spin after a few minutes. That sounds like a sensor fault. Are they Robin Hugenbosch? Okay, charging circuitry seems to be alright. Or is it? Ooh. Hello, what's going on there? It's taking a little longer than it should. So maybe we do have a logic board issue. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, that's why. Okay. Restart. I was wondering what was going on. The problem with this is that the battery that I have in this particular case is 97% charged. That's not a good testing example. We will check the USB-C flex on this one while I think of it. even if the battery isn't at fault, that's still going to be replaced. I can't send it back like that. And yeah, that USB-C port is cactus as well. It's had like a third party chewing away at it too. So I'm going to say port plus battery and we should be good. Pedro, put a screwdriver across your terminals if you did that. Yeah, that's a little bit gnarly. Looks like some sort of milk chocolate pudding. And you can see the plug has been doing something funny here. See, you got these scorching, they're kind of like friction burn marks, or just, it's a third party plug, that's for sure. Because and it's, you know, it's actually scraping into the pads. So yeah, new flex, new battery. It's not rust, I can tell you that much. Okay, 2503. New USB-C port required, new battery required. Hey Greg Foster. It really was more like chocolate, like legitimately it was like, I don't know, like Cadbury's milk chocolate or something. And the fan's not going crazy on this, so I think a diagnosis is... Oh, did you shut... Oh no, you're waking up. Yeah, Miles has a lot of really bad USB-C device port packs out there. I will have to order in a replacement. And I will order in a replacement port as well. I do have the ports in stock, but I'm not going to replace the port tonight and then do the battery later. I'd rather just do them both at the same time. Just do it as one hit. Okay. Hey Serge. So 2503. Yeah, too many times I've tried to like pre-do some work for these sort of situations, and it means I end up with so many other parts lying around in incomplete states, or I haven't actually reached a actually you say a milestone or anything like that, and then you can easily lose and misplace things or forget what you're meant to be doing. In fact, so much so that I just remember now what I usually do is I write on here what I want. $23, is it? Yep. So I don't even have to look at the computer, I already know what I'm waiting for. Okay, something different. Let's have a look at this logic board here. Just had this come in today. This is a HP Spectre. Now this has already been replaced by the customer. And they just want me to, whoa, that is a serious bend in it. They just want me to see if there's anything obvious as to why it failed. Hey, what happened to the other half of my meter? Where's my multimeter gone? That was weird. Fortunately, I don't really have to repair this, Miles. This is just a have a look, see. Holy crap! Okay. All right. This has had a lot of work done on it. And even if it hasn't had any work done on it, just the sheer amount of environmental corrosion is pretty bad. I thought that was corrosion, but it looks like it's just adhesive. Yeah, so this has probably lived in a coastal environment. Subsequently, it's in a pretty bad shape. That cap there looks a bit gnarly. Then again, they all look a bit gnarly. Yep, getting worse. This is more of a cursory glance one. Let's see if we can find this board. What is it? Deo Dembe, yeah, whatever. Is it Deo? No, O. Oh, wait, what? Okay, BABO. Doesn't even look like I've got that one, which is kind of unusual. You'd think I would have had something like that, but nope. Alright, that's fine. This is sort of being killed anyway in a way because the bend in it. I wouldn't like to trust it. Okay, there's essentially nothing on this side. Laptop, no, it's not. Thanks, but in this case, it's not really required. I was more curious. It always traumatizes me how thin these boards are. Like, I used to MacBook 1.6, 2mm thick boards, and then you get these PC ones and they're way down at like 1 or 1.2mm. You're lucky if you get a 1.6 these days. Even on something this big. I'm just trying to see if I can find something obvious. There's a bit of burning down there, but like I said, I'm fairly sure someone's reworked this. Yeah, that feels like flux rework. Certainly we've got some scratchy marks there. So for all I know, this could have been a refurb, and no, that's not a crack, that's actually glue. The glue holding that cap next to the inductor, it's not a crack in the capacitor. For a moment you think it is, you're like, yay, I found the crack cap, but no, it's just glue. Yeah. Pedro, were you making Seinfeld references then? Let's just see what the inductors have to say. Yeah, Pedro's always making Seinfeld references. It's like it's all he has in life. He's just a very sad little man. Possibly the fuse, eh? I know you're being funny. 6.8, that feels about right if that's the CPU one. There's actually surprisingly few inductors on this, in terms of the big power ones. Yeah. No. Nope. Yeah. I'm not gonna... Alright. Next. Where's my glasses when I need them? Okay, what do we got? Yeah, what? Maybe it's time to tackle this iPad. Oh, wait. Okay, no, I've got an interesting one here. Got a 2442, and it doesn't seem to see the disc. Okay. Eighth pin on the BIOS chip. If anything lower than 10, CPU failure. We had a 7.6 just before, but that was on the inductor for the CPU, or one of the phases at least. Okay. Alrighty. Interestingly, the data is not required for this one, so that's a nice change. However, the downside of that is if I can't repair it, then yeah, it's kind of like, well, not much use. I'm not going to... Oh, I should say, the nice thing about data recovery jobs is that if you can at least cobble enough of a repair together that you can boot into it and get the information, you're going to get your paycheck at the end of the night. But with no data required, then you have to basically get all the way to the finish line and produce a fully working machine. First impressions, perfectly clean looking. A little bit of dust, nothing significant. I should have asked if it had ever been opened before. Just going to zip over where the NANDs are, have a look around, make sure we don't have any unlucky factory faults like we've had in the past. It could be something like a failed NAND reg failure, yeah, some sort of VReg failure. Like one of the prerequisites. Gee whiz, I'm having a hard time tonight. Yeah, one of the prerequisites may not be present. And so it comes up, but it still doesn't find what it's looking for. And that's your cue to play some U2. I'm going to take this one out. Hey, Shane stuff. I always have to think a little bit before I disassemble these, because it's very easy to just start disconnecting everything before you realize you've forgotten about the battery. It doesn't look like they've even undone any screws. This is the first time that those screws have had a driver in them, other than from the original assembly. So we're going to be looking for some kind of fault that basically is spontaneous, or maybe there's a bit of bug crap somewhere. No, there wasn't a hole on the tin. It was just a bit of flux splutter or something like that. It wasn't a hole. I can see how you would have thought it was, because I know what those marks look like when you see them on the video as opposed to when I see them under the microscope. But that was good spotting. Good spotting. Yum 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 yum. Wow. This is why you make sure you disconnect the battery, which I haven't done fully, I just realised. I've disconnected the power, so thankfully being an original battery, I was saved there. So easy for it to happen. Hey, Retro and you. I love the feel of breaking the torque lock on the screws. Now, if you're a mechanic, you'll know what I mean. Yeah, when you're the first onto a machine and you break that lock. Like, it's not thread locker or anything like that. It's just the fact that it's been torqued up to spec, and you're the first person to remove that. It's all good fun and games until the screw snaps in the body. And then you're going to have a lot of fun. Is that what you call it? Tension lock. Can't imagine it would be the lid angle sensor, surely. No, lid angle sensor is in perfect condition. Okay. Got to check these things though, you never know. Hey there, Thunderbird 6. Hey, Sylvia. Right. Trying hard not to rush myself through this one because I want to pick up any hints that might be around. Because we know this has not, to the best of our knowledge, has not been adulterated. It does have some very fine feathers in here. Like kind of like little sub feathers off a feather. Feather. But that could mean anything. Maybe they have birds in the house. Maybe they've got a duster. Oh, Miles, you like the tension, you like the risk. Yep, it does take a long time to get to these. That's why they cost more. Well, that and the fact that a lot of the time the donor parts cost more too. But all other things aside, just the sheer amount of time it takes to extract one of these is where, yeah, you easily add another 15-20 minutes worth of labour. Nothing noticeable that I can see yet. Hey, Sutterbridge. Overall looks pretty good. There's a couple of little bits and pieces. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Okay, here we go. That's the area that we dug out last night. That's what it's supposed to look like. Random bits of junk. Skin flakes. No, I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was rice or someone's sneezed off booger or what. Hmm. Yeah, now it starts to get interesting. Greg, I don't think any rework's been done here as far as I can tell. It's certainly not anything I could spot. I mean, I could be wrong. If you want to tell me which inductor it was. Alright. Time for some 45 action. Oblique view action. bit of chafing on that chip there. See on the leading edge, it's got a little bit of a bit of roughed up. NXP chip though, don't think that. I don't know what that's for, that one. Lots of bits of salty crust or something around here. And it's also different to the isometric view, which of course is 30-60. This is 45-45. And you halve the distance back. Otherwise it looks just downright strange. But 30-60 with full distances back look fine. Technical drawing people will know what I'm talking about. Chips a keyboard? Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Thanks, Pedro. I was going to say they're in the proximity, but yeah, thank you. So the fact that it fires up, but it doesn't see the controller, it doesn't see the drive, it's not sure quite who to blame there. Do we have a failed controller, or do we have a failed NAND? I think it's about time I had to do some measurements now. Let's see, I've been told to check my phone. Oh, thank you very much for the $50 to Mr. Lawrence Paul Daniels. For the kitties, Kitty, the TTs, not the DDs. Oh, Joey does take. Where's Joey? Thank you very much for that. Let us repair Jeff Gear. I am streaming currently. I was thinking about working on the PayPal contribution plugin today, but that didn't happen yet again. So many things that I think of doing, and yet so many things I do not do. I've seen a question, software issues, can you boot into internet recovery? I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. So what's this job? 2495. So basically all I've got is it says boots without loading macOS. Recovery shows no hard drive in disk utility. No physical repair attempts. Data not required. I mean, maybe it needs a firmware thing. I suppose half the problem here is I'm expecting that they would have already done that kind of stuff. Expect the unexpected. Except when you're expecting it. Wait. Oh, that's great. I love it how these things, HDMI ports, you can put them either way when you do not have the case on. Yeah, so it should actually be this way. Fortunately, we can exploit MagSafe 3. See if we get anything come up. Just give it a bit of time. See if anything shows up. Yeah, it's doing something now. It's jumping around. Ah, right, it wants keyboard and stuff. Okay, fine. We'll get you a keyboard and mouse. Come on. Okay. Plugged in again. Yeah, there's no picture at the moment. Yeah. The display is dark because you're getting what's coming out of the HDMI port on the machine. So you're just going to have to wait. It's on the boot process again now. So this time I have a keyboard and mouse installed. There we go. Okay, choose startup disk. Alright. Secrets of the Night. Wouldn't this whole system be on the disk, or is that more in the firmware? I'm not getting any clicking action going on here yet. Oh, it's because I'm using the wrong damn... Wait. Yeah, I'm using the wrong mouse. Idiot. There's the real mouse. Let's see... Startup disk, whatever. So I guess the question is, if the disk was operational, should I see it at all? So I had this once on a 16M1 configured. Customer tried to wipe OS to solve it, deleted the petitions instead of the OS. So you're saying basically a system revive, system restore might bring it back? So we can reassemble the damn thing. Ah, crud. That's annoying. If you quit startup disk, it should send you to recovery main menu. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Miles, that's fine. I'll just put it back into the chassis. And they obviously have been into disk utility, because they mentioned that. Yeah, we've got nothing showing up on disk utility. Oh, wait, what's this? What's this? There it is. Well. Now, I suppose in that case, I can just simply reboot this. Alright, so there's nothing physically wrong with the machine. So I'll put it back into its case, and then put it through the, yeah, that'd be fine. Oh, I'm glad we checked that. It's very handy having the spare fourth port on the HDMI capture card as well. Allows me to do that sort of thing. Where are you? Ah, boy. Hey, Joey. How's it going there? Haven't really had much of a chance to speak to you lately. You've been off in your own world. So can this one revive itself, or do I need to just put it through the AC2 or Finder on another machine? Or can I just do like hold down the power button until it gets me into the recovery mode options? Damn it. Put it in DFU restore. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yep. Alright. Joey, did you stream last night? I don't recall seeing it. Hey there, Mediators. Greetings from Germany. Indeed. I'd say guten Abend, but it's a little bit too early for that. But it's late enough here. Alright, now we start this very annoying process of getting the board back in. And the pressure's higher now because we know the board works. So if it doesn't work, when it's all back together, we know that I encountered a snafu. Snafu being situation normal, all stuffed up. There we go. You did not stream. Oh, okay. Alright, I understand that. Yeah, I understand how that is. You were going to back off on your streams a little bit though, weren't you? Because, it was all good while you're building up to that 100,000 mark, but realistically, I mean, one stream a week, or maybe two, is probably more aligned with what you can deliver now. Or maybe less edited videos. I don't know. This is why I don't ever do Patreons or anything like that. And I've said this before plenty of times, but contributions, donations and things like that, I feel like represent people paying you for what you have done. Things like Patreon and such are for things that they expect you to do or are anticipating you to do. So the pressure is on. And I cannot handle that. So thumbs up to those people who can do that. It's not for me. So what if data recovery was required? Well, then there'd be up a certain creek starting with the letter S and ending with its. And they probably wouldn't have a paddle. Are you sensing commitment issues? Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, I'm not one of these people that go good for that sort of commitment. I got no problem with other types of commitments, but those kind of social contracts, so no thanks. And people go, but Paul, you're married, and you've been married for over, geez, how many, 25, getting on 25 years now. And that's a different kind of thing. Or at least it feels different. 24, yeah, 24. What are you doing? There's no T8s on this pole, it's just T6s and T5s. Just got to talk to myself occasionally and remind myself of the things I forget. Now, once again, people are going to be saying, man, you should have checked that before you took the board out and did all that other jazz. You could have saved yourself a whole lot of time. And, you know, you're right, I could have. But there's also an possibility there that I could have tried it the other way and completely mangled the board. Yeah, maybe there was something that was about to go thermonuclear like that tantalum cap that we had last night. So while I certainly did lose out in terms of time for this one, it was still the lower risk path. Oh yeah, I've got all those in. Cool. No mining today, thankfully. At least not yet. What's my timeline like? 21:31. Got time to do an iPad. Now what I'm wondering is whether I'm going to be able to do this using an Intel Mac or whether I'm going to need to bring out my own 2442 in order to be able to perform this task. There are some things that you can seem to do on an Intel Mac for the M1s, and that's not a problem, but there are other things that you don't seem to be able to do. So many screws, so fiddly. These T4s are the worst. They're just so shallow and there's no leeway or anything. So you can't start running it into the thread from an angle or anything like that. You have to be pretty much right up and above perpendicular. No slop room for me. Come on. Believe me, it's as annoying for me as it is probably for you, watching myself slowly put this thing back together. It's like, have I finished yet? No, I haven't. Ah, wow, still got to keep going. At least you can go away and do other things. I'm stuck with myself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. By the way, I have redone the Flexboard View website, the main page. I was thinking the old one was getting a little bit literally long in terms of scrolling. So I just sort of culled it right back and just simply made it like, buy it, don't buy it, whatever. I'm sick of writing text trying to educate people about certain features because nobody reads it anyway. Like if anyone's got questions, they're going to email me. And so I thought, right, I'm just going to make it short and to the point. I've got some more cleaning up to do on it, but overall, you kind of get the idea. It's significantly more terse. I do need to write a couple of tutorials. I think the most important one, or a video of it, is how to do a setup and then how to get a hold of the XEZ torrent and set that up with the library caching system. I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. Of course, someone else could do a video doing that, but it probably helps if I do it. Okay. Yeah, nobody reads the instructions. I do have a manual at least. The best time that the manual is used is when people email me with questions, and I can just go, it's in the manual. Give them the link to the actual specific page and point where it is. Funnily enough, some people don't like that. Some people want a personal response. And if you give them just a URL, a link to the manual page, it offends them. They're like, I've taken the time to email you, and all you've done is just sent me to a manual page link explaining what I was after. So that's not what I wanted. I wanted to talk to you. I should be saying, for an extra license, I will talk to you for 5 minutes. Reading instructions is usually part of an autopsy. Yes, yeah, when you finally decided that's it, I can't solve this, it's dead. Guess I better read the instructions now. Okay. I'm just going to see if this comes up on the Intel Mac. It's going to give it some power. Oh, no you don't. Okay, menu options coming up. There we go, MacBook Pro shows up, control, restore, restore. Okay, now I've got to wait for it to download, so I don't know if you can see that. Yes. Yeah. It's underway. Yeah, so it's downloading the operating system for this one. Yeah, David, that's great. Yep. Thank you very much. That would be really great if that happened, wouldn't it? You people are killing me. Okie dokie, iPad. 1707. Yeah, okay, alright. Fine, 1707. Goddamn 1707s, why? Too soon, too soon. $1707s are almost always just left hand chicken wing corrosion, and if it's not that's actually at fault, it's still going to have that. So I don't think I've encountered a 1707 in a long time now that does not have something threatening its berkelium chip, and certainly will have taken out its temperature sensor, that's for sure. It's like, hi, I'm 1707. I'm here to pick up some corrosion from the atmosphere, please. Yeah, ugly hacks. That's pretty much it. It's just awful. Some sickos like Pedro quite like them. But then Pedro really likes to roll around in the disgusting liquid damage world. Hey Paul Howell, welcome. Still wake up model high. Yep, you made another day. It's good to see you. I just realized my downloading of the operating system may affect the streaming quality, so if it starts to get a bit iffy, it's the download's fault. Alright, let's see what this is going to give us. 20 volts straight away. 2 amps charging. That's weird. Can't tell if it's doing something. Let's put a chipmunk in it and see if the chipmunk can tell us if anything is happening. Hey, chipmunk. Oh yeah, we've got a... Oh, this has got no display. Yeah, we've got a no display situation. Okay, the question is it no display or is it no backlight? Or is it just a bad display? Because yeah, you can see we've got touch bar. The thing's got a broken display. Why has this been sent to me? It's got a broken display. How does this not get picked up before it's been sent to me? Flippin' hell. Waste of my life. $2511. It's got motherboard issue? No. Broken display issue. Fine. It's forced my hand. Ow, sorry, apologies for the swearing there, that actually hurt. Bent my fingernail back. We all love a bent back fingernail. Wow, I don't even know if... Wow, my heat pad is not even big enough for this thing. Alright, this is like a $600 display. And it's already got a crack up here. Now the customer knows this, so we've already discussed this. I said to him, it's very likely that this will not survive the procedure. and you're not going to want to buy a replacement. So plug this in. So you see it keeps cycling, so we've got a short on the charging input somewhere. So the hard part is going to be getting this removed. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely have to hot air assist it. I'm just trying to see if there are any significant traps. So it kind of looks like the antenna's down there, but overall it seems like it's not the worst. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Are they antennas there? I think they're the Wi-Fi section. But overall, it looks like that there. They're only marking that just simply because you don't want to get muck on your lens. I'm not really sure what this is identifying. Nothing you're going to cut there, flush with frame. Oh, Mo! Really? It's like, let's just... Yeah, Mo? What is it, my buddy? What you up to? Give me it. Come on, you have a moment of looking around, alright? Yeah. Yeah. What is it? Say hello to everyone. Say hello. No. You're like, I want to run around and cause trouble. Yeah. Don't you? Yeah, you do. Come on, mate. You know you're not meant to be in here. What, you want to go back there? Yeah. Do you want to fix this board? Yeah. Are you happy now? You will be for about 3 minutes, won't you? Biscuits. Milo is a boy. Now we're about halfway down on the system download. Oh yeah, that's tasty. It's got a protector on it as well, I just see. Oh, this is actually already partially lifted. That's interesting. I have a feeling this has been off before. There's no way that this is Apple. Mal, you're on the frickin' air conditioner now, aren't you? Oh no, he's not. My bad. I thought he was. Just swabbing in some alcohol here, and it sort of like wicks in under to at least give me a chance. And how does this actually... I'm trying to think where this hinges off. Let's see... Geez, iFix knows how to turn a process into about 50 million pages. Okay, that's what I was after. Okay, top to bottom. So it lifts from this bottom section. The cables are around about up here by the looks of it. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, I just had him in here.
He just had to see you again.
Sorry?
He was crying. He had to see you again. He was just sooking.
Oh, yeah, okay. There's a pile of biscuits on my...
He doesn't want biscuits.
Okay, no. I gave them to him. He was eating them. But I'm just saying, don't let Mike... Yeah. I need more of these blades. Ah, crikey, where are you guys? Ah, there you are. What the hell? I've got so few blades, so... I used to have 100 of these, and... now I feel like I'm down to almost none. Oh well. I'll just have to order another box of them. At least they're cheap-ish. That's definitely weird. It's like, this is not original Apple glue in here. Or it sure doesn't feel like it anyway. I do have pizza cutter for the iMacs actually. Yeah, when you're doing the 2015 models and things like that. Starting to get the lift up from that side, so that's good. I feel like I've picked up on the wrong side of the adhesive here. I'm dragging it between the yeah, it's the wrong side of the adhesive. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Come on. Little teeny tiny snips. Okay. Okay. And we are pulling it from the wrong end. Hey Siri. we go. Sweet relief. Just make sure I don't lose those ones. Oh yeah, they're different. Okay, so we've got short ones up towards the camera, long ones towards the bottom. Yep. Alright, that battery cell is kind of like not happy. But I don't think that's the sole cause of our issues. Well, maybe it is. I just realised that battery's got a bit of a rupture in it. But I still can't imagine it wouldn't, you know, should at least try to start. Yeah, that's a nice rupture. Hey, Jellybean J. Someone playing the old magic tricks. Another set of short ones. Another set of short ones. It doesn't even want to come out. I don't even know what I'm trying to achieve here. Yeah, that screw is just torn off it. It's just torn off the board. It was loose before I even touched it. You all saw it. Let's have a quick look and then I've got to go do micros injection. Creature, I can't believe you're using KiCad. I just realised I've got to take the battery. Disconnect this from this. There's a little bit of damage up there on that inductor, but I'm not worried about that. I'm sort of thinking whatever it is could well be, well, I would imagine it to be down low, but that's not always a guarantee with these iPads. Is that the venerable TriStar? Right there. Good old TriStar. Always the fault. I'm joking, of course, it's not always the fault. Need to back that brightness down a bit. Up a bit. Okay. Well, if we let this cool off and I go deal with the injection, then when I come back, we might be able to see if anything shows up on infrared. I have a suspicion it won't, but we can have a look. zipping phase. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I'm just got to work out. We'll put the. I'm trying to think what I can the battery is disconnected. Clearly, this battery does need to be replaced. But I suppose we want to see if we can get the board functioning before we even consider that. It could be something as simple as just a dead TriStar. I mean, that would be a laugh if it was just a TriStar. I don't know if that behaviour matches what I would expect. We're getting a reasonable blip going on there. Maybe it really is the battery after all. Was that a... Sorry, what? Dual filter has a chip out of it on the right hand connector, leftmost one. I think that was a little speck of sticky or something, wasn't it? But I'll definitely... Yeah, that's just adhesive. Welcome to the deception of the microscope. Yeah, it's very different behavior. Should these things be able to produce some semblance of a boot? Like when with an iPhone, if you put power in, it will give you something on the screen. So I guess we'll find out. Let's give it a shot, shall we? But yeah, that battery, you can see the markings left on there, so it's definitely been a very angry battery. I'm leaving the battery disconnected. And that crack has run there now. Hopefully that's just a protector. There, it's a bad battery. It's just cycling like a bad battery. Of course, the nightmare in this is I don't want to do the battery on this thing. Because that basically means that is a non-trivial battery replacement. You've got to take the whole... yeah, I don't... Unless this lifts up easy, I don't see an easy way to do it. Yeah, money is money, but anxiety, yeah, you know, it's... might not be worth it. Let's see, Apple, iPad Pro 2nd gen. Oh no, can't have you looking at my stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay, so $50 for a battery. Yeah, good thing we don't have to get a replacement screen. I mean, look at that, $450. Jeez. But yeah, I suppose I could take a risk on $50 there. Like I said, let's find out what iFix says about battery replacement. Yeah, almost as bad as 1502. I know those screens are crazy expensive. Here we go, battery. So 50 million pages just on getting the screen off. Yeah, we've done that bit. We've done that bit. We've done that bit. Ah, damn it. Okay, hopefully the audio doesn't go all funny there. I just kind of had to get it out of my face. Oh, right. That's just as a reference. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Funnily enough, you really only need to do one side. You don't need to do both sides. Yeah. That's a little backwards. What? They've told you to remove this plate. The first thing you do in this repair is remove this screen before taking that whole metal assembly off. Okay, so we're going to take the top section off. Oh great, more frickin' heat and crap. Okay. Ugly, 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 ugly. Oh man. What? How many freaking steps are there? Oh, someone's got a golden ratio tattoo. Oh, and you... Oh, what the... Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is sort of like... If I was to quote this, this would easily be a $250 quote. And you're going to say, but it's ridiculous, it's just for a battery. But the thing is, that whole process is easily going to take an hour and a half. Easily going to take an hour and a half, including the time that took me to get the display off. So yeah, $250 is about probably where I'd want to be paid in order to do it. Yeah, Silvio, I tend to agree with you, you know. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say $250. And that factors, yeah, so $200 for me, $50 for the battery. But yeah, at least it seems to be okay. But yeah, I'm impressed. I wonder if there is a tricks way of getting it in there. Probably is, and probably not worth trying to do it in any sort of tricky way. It's probably going to bite me in the backside if I try to do it. Yeah, the rest of the iPad is fitted to the battery in many ways. Like, you would think that the logical thing would be for this board to just simply lift away and you'd have like a ribbon connector or something connecting this top assembly and all the sensors to the logic board, so that then you could just like boop, take the logic board off, pull the battery out, done. But no, they haven't done it that way. Instead, they've done it the cruel and torturous way to make sure that no one fixes it. Oh well. Alright, well, that does it for tonight, I think. It's time for me to go and spend some time with my family, my fur kids, and my wife, who rarely ever gets to see me, in spite of the fact that I work at home and she's at home all the time. It's kind of scary how little time we actually get to spend together. And then, of course, all the little damn fur kids, they make sure they do their best to ensure we do not get any time together as well. So that's going to be it for me tonight. Bit of a weird night, not really any. We did not even fire up the soldering iron once, did we? The hot air came out a little bit, but other than that, we've done nothing. What a boring night. Oh well. We try. Sometimes it works out interesting, sometimes it just works out as, hey, welcome to IT, welcome to the repair shop. This is what it's really like. It's not all fun and games and burning fingers and holding soldering irons by the hot end. Nope. A lot of the time it's this sort of drudgery. It's the reality of it. Alright, thank you all. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, you all take care. I'll catch you later. Oh yeah, the Mac DFU. System cannot be restored on this device. Cannot restore... Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell? Stop. That's weird. I'll just put this iPad off to the side. I'll put it in the drying oven. It's kind of like the safe place to put things that I don't want getting too much dust on them. No, that's all we got. Why did you just shut out on me like that? Yeah, it's going to be funny if it can't actually do anything with that drive. Yeah, we're back to the choosing startup disk bull crud. Startup disk. The sketchy part was how long it took to show up. We'll just try and do it through disk utility, see if we get a response. Okay, hard drive. Well, it immediately has created the containers. That's weird. Okay, we'll reinstall Monterey. Okay, fine. It wants the internet. You know what? For this sort of work, I don't trust Wi-Fi. I use this device. Hopefully it'll let me connect this accessory. Though it's probably going to say, oh, you should have done that right from the start. It is connected. Well, there we go. It's certainly going to try. Guess we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to sit around here for 3 hours waiting, but that's a weird one. That's a weird one. It could be that there is something failing on those NANDs, and it keeps trashing the system. Well, I guess we'll find out in a few hours. So anyway, I'm out of here. Thanks again. See you all the next time.